Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina. So excited to have Tina back in the studio today. Tina, we missed you yesterday.
I seen and I heard, and I thank you guys all for your prayers and text and calls and flowers. Whoever sent me flowers, my biggest fan out there. I mean, I would love to say thank. He said it was me.
We could all, right? Right? I'm your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan.
Right? So, like, you know how like three of our guests, they've all said that they're my biggest fans. So, like, I texted Elvia and I was like, "So, did you send me some flowers today?" And she goes, "Oh my God, I wish I could." She goes, "I am your biggest fan. I gotta step my game up." So I was like, "Okay, so who else says that?" Because they'd always joke that like they're my biggest fan. I was like, "Okay, so who else?" So I texted like two other people and I was like, "I'm out. I don't know who else."
We should have a Facebook group, the Tina Torres fan club, because like that is a thing. That is an absolute thing. We could have like, Pinterest board stuff, like all of Tina's favorite things.
And it could be all pink.
We could talk about Tina all day long and how much
you can roast me, whatever you want to do.
No, fan club.
That's exactly. But Jose, did you send me these flowers?
Of course. You ever heard of Ryan's Roses?
No.
Ryan's Roses in LA?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know that it's a joke, right? So they get somebody to call that thinks somebody's cheating on them or something, and they decide to send them roses for free, and they always fall for it. Like, yeah, send them to this girl over here.
Oh.
And the wife is on there or the boyfriend's on there, like, hey man, why aren't you sending me flowers? That's Ryan's secret show.
Oh yeah. So it was you.
Yeah, but don't tell.
But don't tell my girlfriend.
We're just
don't tell my wife.
Well, yeah, we can't tell his
wife
girlfriend.
or my girlfriend, because then I'm also, because they got both.
Nothing. After 10 years of slavery, that's it.
Look at my husband and I got these like silicone wedding bands a couple months ago, because we moved from Colorado to Florida. Well, during pandemic, I didn't gain 19 pounds, but I did gain some. And my fingers are like little sausages. Oh, and this one has a bug bite, so it's all swollen. Look at how
I can see that.
Yeah. And anyways, we got these little silicone bands because our wedding rings are our fingers are too fat to wear our wedding ring.
I don't have nothing.
So see, you can get these little.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I get that next time.
She's like, no. She's like, I need something platinum. I need
4 carats. I mean, hello. Make sure you put that on the back page.
That little rubber thing, that little piece of plastic on my finger you got out of the Cracker Jack box will not do.
Across the border.
It's been 27 years, and so I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. I already had a couple diamonds. It's okay. You know, it's kind of funny because when I was married, I had like a 3 carat ring, and one day I out the window.
No. You chucked it?
I chucked it.
Wow.
And then like 2 weeks later, I was like, oh dang, I shouldn't have done that. I should have pawned it for some money.
Oh, yeah, you should have put it on. Offer
up. It out the window. It went out my sunroof.
I mean, you just know when a woman says, I threw my 3 carat diamond wedding ring, like there's some bad juju in that ring, right? Like,
it was some bad juju for real.
For a woman,
285 somewhere in Atlanta.
Yeah, to get to a point, because like as a little girl,
that's all you dreamed about, right? Yeah. Having a diamond on your finger, a white wedding dress.
Yeah,
and I never had a wedding either.
Guys don't ever dream of that.
You don't dream like.
What do you guys dream of? You guys dream of having a nice wife, or do you guys don't think about it at all?
Cars and money.
Cars and money. Okay, so Jose, what's a dream car for you?
You know what? I don't know, man.
64 Impala.
I've never really I grew up around that whole Chicano vibe and stuff, and I had mine, but I never really got into that. I'm more of a truck
So
guy.
my
Like,
Mexican accent is gonna come out super strong during this.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You're
I'm
more
more
of
into
a
trucks. I like trucks. So to me,
trucks.
it's
Okay.
like any
So
truck.
what's a good truck? Just tell me tell me like a truck, any truck.
So
Doesn't have
I
to.
already have a collection of GMC Suburbans
Okay.
with
So
old ones to the new
so
one.
it would
Yukon.
be like if you took that GMC Suburban, like, right
And
off the lot.
and crashed it into the tree.
Yeah, and just like because it had bad juju. It'd be like that, Jose. Like you're like, forget it. Like I don't
Wow.
want to have nothing to do with this anymore. Like take this beautiful thing you've dreamed of and dreamed of.
But see, that's why you put full coverage before you get out that lot. So once you get out and you make the mistake of throwing that ring, you could call it in and say, I got it stolen. Can I have my car?
You know what?
That
Now that I think of it, I
that
probably did have insurance on that ring.
It just
Catch
flew
it
out
in.
the window. It just
It
flew
was
out
like
the window.
that was like 5 years ago, so I don't know if I can cash it in now.
It's probably worth more.
It probably is. Now that I think of it, I'm like, you know what? I did have all my jewelry insured.
There it is.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what? Somebody stole it at the gym.
And what gym do you go to, Miss Torres?
Can't you tell by my,
Tell by my like flat abs that
Yeah.
I go to the gym every day.
How many push-ups you want?
I get ask me now, I won't be able to do none. I'm like going
man.
rotator cuff. I couldn't even do nothing.
Poor Tina's in bad shape. The fact that Tina can raise her arm is.
I can raise my arm now. I used to not be able to, but I can do it now. It's
Give me a
still
second,
hard.
right? Give me 1 second.
Look, he says, give me 1 second. My girlfriend's calling me.
Somebody's knocking. No, they're coming to fix my second heater.
Okay.
Oh my God. It was such a, like, I don't know if anybody has had kidney stones, but the pain, the excruciating pain that you are in when you have kidney stones, and I guess it only happens if the stone is on the move, like if it's moving, because if it's not moving, I'm good. So like on Monday, I was fine. Tuesday morning, I woke up and I was like,
It's moving.
if it's moving.
Well, stop doing jumping
I
jacks.
just know this whole thing. I've never had a kidney stone before in my life. Like, I'm just like, can it just come out?
Oh.
Back.
I looked it up.
People are giving me like these remedies to take the kidney stone out. And I'm like trying everything, like extra virgin olive oil and apple cider vinegar and gallons and gallons and gallons of water, cranberry juice and all these things, right? I'm trying. And then when it starts moving, then you're like in excruciating pain again.
Yeah, so it will, like, until it passes. Like, it's got to move. It's got to move to pass, or can it just will it just dissolve? Does it have to pass, or can it just dissolve?
It starts to dissolve and then it passes. Because mine, when it happened to me, I was driving from San Francisco back to Los Angeles. So you could imagine that whole road trip. I was like,
Oh.
On Saturday morning, I woke up at 1 o'clock in pain. By 3:30, I was on the bathroom floor.
bad.
Screaming in pain. And my roommate, she was like, Tina, do you want to put your hair in a ponytail? I was in a hoodie. My hair was all crazy. I was like, I don't care. Give me to the hospital. Like I had no socks on. She put like slippers on me. She was like, Tina, I knew something was wrong because you did not care how you looked going into that hospital. You probably woke up the whole hospital screaming.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just tell you, I wouldn't wish this pain on my worst enemy.
I actually felt the whole thing. And then at one of the stops, the rest stops, I saw it.
You saw it?
You saw
like you
Yeah,
saw
I
it?
took a picture of it to give it to my doctor. And he was like, yeah, you're done. I was like,
Oh,
you saw the kidney stone?
Yeah, it looks like a little diamond.
It's like
I'm paying diamonds
or something, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's like gold. It's like gold. Yeah.
If you're in the hospital, they make you put like this little filter in so that you can
they can give me a little filter, but it's like a little strainer. And I'm like, I am not peeing through this strainer every single time I have.
Well, then you won't know, right? Then you'll know. Like this is how you'll know if it came.
You know how many times I had to pee? Yeah, I mean, come on. I have to drink like 2 gallons of water. And I'm like, just please, can you just come out, please? I wouldn't. I just come out. And then so I take my medication, and then of course I can't talk on my medication. I'm very loopy, so everybody's like calling me, and I'm like, nope, I ain't talking to nobody because I start.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to Tina. You don't want to talk to Tina right now when she's all on medication. She will not remember anything. She's like all loopy. All right, it's actually kind of fun, actually.
I called you one time on medication. Didn't I call you on medication one time? And
Okay. So Jose, give us a little background. Tell our audience a little bit more about who you are and all the fabulous things you're working on right now.
Well, we got a lot of projects going on. So first and foremost, I'm Jose Zavala, Jay Zavala, that's what they call me. I'm the owner of Mexiquito Official. That's it's a keto company, but with a Mexican twist. So what we do is
leave it to a Mexican to do some stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm a chef, entrepreneur at the same time, speaker, author. So we got a book coming out already. So hopefully we'll be able to give some pre-launches to some of the guys out there watching. So we basically twist everything that's Mexican food into a keto dish. So that's where Mexiquito.
Okay, so my biggest question, and that I know everybody's gonna ask, is because I love Mexican food. How the heck are you twisting a tortilla?
There's just different. There's a variety of recipes out there. I have maybe about 3 or 4, but technically it's usually we switch the flour around to almond flour or coconut flour, depending on what people some people like. Some people can't consume, you know, nuts and stuff, so we can't do the almond for them, so we'll twist it with the coconut flour. But there's a variety. There's a lot of stuff out there with flaxseed and hemp powder. The whole thing is that we stay away from the whole cornmeal. That's you know, it's so hard to break down, and it just starts to turn into fat. And the more of them that you eat, the longer the process is to break it down. So the rest of it just gets stored as fat in your body, which is why you see a lot of Latinos a little bit
curvier, body,
curvier with a lot more energy than most of us.
Okay, so Jose has this Mexiquito Facebook group on Facebook, and he just hit a huge milestone. So tell us how you got started with this and how long it has taken you to hit this huge milestone.
You want the whole story?
The whole story.
The truth and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
All right. So let's just say a couple years back, I got into this whole keto diet lifestyle, and it was more basically for me. I was like about 280. Right now I'm about 190. I teeter-totter between 180 and 195.
I seen pictures of you. I was like, wait, what?
Oh, I was super huge. Yeah, I was huge. So I grew up athletic with an athletic background from boxing to playing soccer, semi-pro. I just wanted to get back into that lifestyle, you know, the whole physique and fitness. Basically, I coached all my daughters, so they're all soccer athletes. I just couldn't keep up with them anymore. Mm-hmm. So they kind of called me out on it. So there I go, trying to lose weight. So I'm looking at everything, what happens, you know, Jenny Watchers and all that. Nothing was helping till I found till I found the whole keto stuff. And my whole thing was, it was hard for me because I'm so used to eating all these Mexican dishes.
Rice and tortillas and all. I mean, Spanish food is not healthy at all.
Exactly. So I had to start figuring out a way to make those authentic dishes keto friendly or low carb and keto friendly, to make it work easier for me. And I started joining all these groups, right? Once I joined these groups, I found a group. It was huge. This group is like probably close to 1 million members now. And there were a lot of Latinos in there, but every other dish was, you know, a hamburger with mushroom portobello buns or lettuce wrapped, and I was like, where the burritos at, you know? So I'm like, I gotta develop something. So I ended up finding a couple of recipes online that were already low carb, but I started to, I like to, since a kid, I've always been really curious about stuff. So I like to, you know, mess around with ingredients and whatever it is. So I started breaking them down. I came up with my own. It came out good. So I decided to go live in that group, not knowing that you were not allowed to go live without permission. So I said, okay, cool. I went live. Next thing I know, I have about 1,000 people looking. So I got all these viewers on me, and everybody was like, yeah, you know, about time somebody came up with it, and Viva la Raza and all this. All of a sudden, all these Latinos come out from the woodworks, right? So my post gets jammed. So I get docked off, and then I get an email, not a message from the admin that, you know, technically it wasn't a Mexican group to put Mexican recipes in. And I was like, okay. So I called them out. They didn't mute me. I called them out. Next thing I know, I have a lot of following coming back over. I ended up talking to those admins again. It wasn't nothing, you know, with no racial stuff or anything.
They didn't take you out of it.
About some stuff. Yeah, they were just narrow about certain recipes. So the thing was that one of the girls that was actually watching that show, she messaged me and told me to start my own show, my own group. And I'm like, okay, sure. You know, I'm in my mind, I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. I had already wanted to start it, but I didn't know like what to name it, where I was gonna focus on, and where to go. So she said, you know, call it, you know, keto and Mexican, blah blah blah. And then she said Mexiketo. But when she told me Mexiketo, I started laughing. And I tell everybody the story. It's a trip because a couple of months prior to that, I was already looking for names, and that was one of them. And I was like, girl, I got that written down. She said, well, it's for you. You know, so from there it started, and we're going about a little bit over 2 years strong now.
And how many people are in the group?
All organic, above 50,000 now.
Yeah, you just hit 50.
Above 50,000.
1,000 people. Well, you have some people here on Facebook who are watching you. Dagmar Torres, she is she said she was one of my biggest fans, but she wasn't the one who bought me the flowers. But she said that you have the best tortilla recipe ever, and that she was on that live when you did that, and that everyone else got kicked out.
You know what? You need to get she needs to send you a message. I'm gonna send you a sweater.
Wait, what about me? You were supposed to send me a whole package.
I have yours on. I just got them yesterday, so I was like, I can't. All my other ones are dirty, so I was like, I'm gonna put on Tina's. No,
I still got. Send me like a whole package. He has a whole Mexiketo like line, so you can buy hoodies and aprons and kitchen tools and all these things. So he's sending me a big package full of stuff. Dagmar Torres says she is a fan of yours, and that you guys are friends on Facebook. That's
my girl right there, man. She's cool, man. Super #1 fan from way back in the day. She's one of the originals that started in that group.
One of the OGs.
Big time, big time. She was holding down that block forever.
Yeah. It's me and you, girl. Me and you. We're gonna go head to head.
Big shout out to her. She's done a lot for herself and for a lot of the community.
She really has.
She's always giving advice and helping people, you know, get through the initial phase, which is probably the hardest.
Yeah.
Just to begin, and the whole psychology and mentality behind it. And she, you know, she's always participating, always helping. I know she's got a lot of business that she does herself, and kudos to her, man, because she's always rocking.
Right? Yeah, she's one of my favorite people in the world. Angel's having a little bit of technical difficulties. She is still here. She can still hear you, but her internet is going in and out. You gotta love technology these days. So Jose, what are your next steps? What are your next things that are coming up? What are some big things that we can be seeing from Mexiketo?
Well, we're branching out. So right now, we're branching out with my daughter, my eldest. They're the ones that have been following this whole journey. You go to YouTube, look up Keto Mexican Mexiketo official. You'll see all the girls on there. all the episodes that we used to. So we're getting ready to launch some more episodes. Um, the book, she's in the book. She's actually the one that, because she writes and does all this, all the Mickey Mouse stuff behind the scenes of the book. She's an author herself, so she's writing, helping us get ready to launch this book here in like 2 weeks. The new recipe book, and
what is the book called?
We haven't found an official title.
Do you have Mexiquito trademarked?
Yeah, it's registered.
You need to have a Mexiquito.
Yeah, well,
Mexiquito, 365 days of recipes. Yo, I want that book too.
365 days. That's a lot of writing. I mean, this book is not a per se the landmark one that we want. This is more like 30, 40 quick recipes just to get you started. And we're looking at about, just with 30, 40 recipes alone, you're looking at like 200 pages. Wow. Well, you're looking at this and that's all the technical stuff I let my daughter do. But now she's launching Keto Lizard. So we call her Lizard as it is, because she's really good on the soccer field. It's the one that went semi-pro. So she has Keto Lizard. She's a baker. So now we have her baking. So she's going to be launching a recipe in that book. But as far as that, we have the product line, obviously. And, just expanding into new, right now it's more of, we're watching to see where we're going to scale at. With all this COVID, we really can't open the cafe that we wanted. That was scheduled for last March. And, unfortunately with the whole COVID thing, it took away my partner that was supposed to open the restaurant with me. He passed away due to the whole COVID thing. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, that was who we were going to launch with. So that's my partner, Eddie. So now we're just going to wait around and make sure that everything gets lifted. At the same time, we're just cruising along, monitoring to see what's going to be the next best avenue. But I'm aiming for a food truck, man. I'm trying to dry cross country.
Yes, come to North Carolina.
We're going everywhere. We're gonna hit every state. Wherever the fans want us, that's where we're going.
Food trucks in California are the bomb diggity. They are the best ever.
But now we're gonna take Cali all the way around.
Yes, the Mexiquito food truck. Okay, so what are your favorite recipes?
Oh man, that's
like your top 2 favorite go-to recipes.
Well, I've been I don't know if you guys are familiar with birria. Okay, so I've been a birria connoisseur since I was a kid. I got taught to do the whole thing since a little kid to cook.
Well, let everybody know what that means.
So basically, it's either you could choose from lamb to goat to beef, right? So usually it's cooked under the pit, you dig a pit and you cook it in there. You got all your ingredients, your adobo, and you let it cook for a couple of hours, 6 to 8 hours, but the taste is just so amazing. So we have an authentic recipe that we've had for years, and I kind of put a little twist into it. And right now, like, I'm the beast of the head of the whole household with it. That's one of my favorites. That's my kid's favorite. But me, I'm a seafood lover, man. I'm just like, I just love fish. I love fish and I love shrimp. So usually it's always I like to get catfish and put it in foil paper, which is what we call it papelado. That's one of my favorites because I'm just like a lime and salt kind of guy with some sauce on it. Every once in a while when I'm not on my strict keto with a little Modelo on the side. But that's basically me. Or I could pound a bunch of shrimp. Man, I could eat shrimp all day.
I love crab legs and scallops. Those are like my 2 favorite.
The other day, man, when I went to so for you guys that are, when you guys are in Southern California and you decide to cross the border, you got to go to Lobster Heaven. That's
yes.
Girl, I bought an $80 one. That thing was like.
Were you in TJ?
In Rosarito.
Okay.
Well, TJ, I passed TJ. You got to pass TJ, go to Rosarito, and then go to that spot. But that's like the Lobster Heaven of the world. So it's, man, I'm going back. Give me like 2 weeks.
I'm gonna fly out there with you because
Let's go.
San Diego is like my happy place, and I am from San Diego, so it's so funny. So everybody is saying that they're loving your ideas, they're loving your recipes, and they're drooling, making them hungry. Okay, so if somebody was wanting to start a keto diet, what would be your recommendation? Like, how would you start?
I think it's all mental. No matter what you do, regardless of what you're gonna do in life or where you're gonna go with it, you have to start preparing yourself mentally, because that's where all the strength is at. You're gonna need it, right? And I mean, people say that there's got to be a will. You know what? The whole having a will kind of, it eludes itself after a while. You know, you can only have so much will to keep pushing to do things. Something has to pull you, so you have to have a why of what you really want to do with it. You know, and why you're doing it. And I think, like for example, my why was just to be able to run with my kids again. You know, because my girls are sitting there running 3-4 miles, and I can't even get around the block. You know, so um, that was really my why, is my health. You know, wanted to get back to that old me, um, and prove to my kids, you know, that it doesn't matter where you're at in life, you could always find a way to change things and move towards that change. You know, but it has to pull you in some sense. A lot of people say that they need the motivation to start, but motivation comes as results of something that has inspired you, right? And you don't get motivated to do things unless you see the results. So you have to be inspired by something. Something has to pull you in, and then once you start seeing results, you start getting more and more motivated. But I recommend just starting mentally. Make sure you want to do it. You're prepared to do it, and do a lot of research. There's a lot of gurus out there in any forum, in any space. Do your own research and see what works for you, because not everything works for everybody.
Yeah.
I've coached over thousands of people now, and uh, everybody still seems to, there's like a base to where to start, but everybody still seems to be, and everybody is different. So you have to treat them as different.
Yeah.
And every case, every coachee that we've had, you know, they have their own background of why. You got to understand why you ended up where you're at before you could get to where you want to go. So we have to practice and see what that whole breakdown of what was the reason that you let yourself go in the first place. You know,
It was from eating all those tortillas.
that's one. And you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. You know what it is, and it's like in a lot of or especially our culture, there is a lot of put down inside its own family.
Yeah.
And it takes a toll on either or both people inside that household, or the entire household as it is. So people just kind of stop caring. It's more of a, yeah, you know, I'm never gonna get rich, or I'm never gonna do that type of mentality that takes you into, you know, you just go work and you come home, you drink your beers, and voila, which is fine if it works for you, you know, but then is that really what you want? And is that what you pictured while you were growing up and, you know, wanting to live the lifestyle that you want to live? One of the best things I've heard in a long time was, you know, in order for you to have the things you want, you have to give up a lot of the things you love, you know, and if, you know, going home and just pounding them down, and you love that lifestyle, but you still want to be running around like, you know, an athlete up in the hills, you got to let go of one or the others, you know, and you know, breathe in the consequences of what you're doing, you know.
Yeah, it has to be that healthy balance, right?
Yeah, you have to balance everything out. There has to be a healthy.
So you had this amazing soup the other day, and you and I had this conversation.
I know which one. I know.
We all want to know this. We all want to know what the soup was called and what was in it, because you had so many comments, and I know you and I had an extensive conversation about this soup. So tell everybody what this soup was and why everybody was asking you for this recipe.
It was the fideo. So fideo is like it's a staple it's a staple dish in Latino cuisine. But not just in Latino cuisine. I mean, hell, you grow up eating it. You know, that's like it's our version of ramen noodles.
Mhm.
You know, but a lot better.
Of course, a lot better.
A lot better. So, um, in the whole keto lifestyle, we stay away from the pastas and the grains. So you have to find ways to mimic some of the ingredients that it's still going to taste good and make sense.
Mhm.
So I did it with the squash, right? And the spaghetti squash. So just so you guys know, there's my secret.
And let
So
me tell
now,
you, spaghetti squash, it
yeah,
tastes just like pasta. Like
yeah.
it
So
feels like
there's a
I made spaghetti squash and it with spaghetti or fettuccine or
right.
whatever, and it tastes just like it.
So there's a way to make it where you can still kind of crispy it up like you do with regular feta, right? And me, I make all my sauces from scratch. I am not, let me go buy, 4 of the tomatoes cans for $5, 5 for $1. I'm, it's just not me. I'd rather just stay in the kitchen.
Somebody's asking if you're single.
All right, give me a second, right? All right, brother. Thank you.
You're saying, so you cook? Are you single? These people out here are crazy.
I think
Okay,
I'm too,
so I mean,
oh,
look at. So,
yeah.
You might want to let it run for about an hour full blast, like your door and window.
you gotta love technology
Okay,
and
cool. No worries, man. Just leave it on.
being at home.
Thanks, brother.
This guy had his whole heater replaced all while we're on live television.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now I got two. Now I got 2 heaters. Because right here where I stay, I actually have 2, but one wasn't working for some reason. And I really technically don't need it, but I'm just like, what if I just want to
In
make
California, you really don't need it. It's always 72 with a light breeze every single day.
girl?
Like it is like the most beautiful, beautiful state in the whole world. But
Once it hits 70, I'm sweatered up.
then you put a hoodie on, your Uggs.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you cook everything from scratch. Is that like the key to keto? Is making sure everything is cooked from scratch?
Oh yeah, yeah. So one of our pet peeves also is to stay away from processed food. Um, every once in a while, yeah, you get lazy, go ahead, use it, whatever. But me personally, and I guess here in my household with my girls, we're not used to that. I've always my mom was the same way. I come from a line of actual cooks and chefs, but none of them were trained calling in the schools. We were hands-on restaurants since I mean that's the living that we've had. Lately it hasn't been like that. Everybody's has their own other businesses, but I learned. I don't know. I just got into this. I wanted everything to be authentic. So like I'll make a mole, right? My mole is from scratch. I'm talking about pounding down, the ingredients, cooking the peanuts, or yeah. I know. I'm me too. Just thinking about it, you know. Uh, my when I use, for example, um, chicken stock. I make my own chicken stock and I keep it in the fridge for a week.
Yeah.
And that's what but I'm always kind of prepared to see what I'm cooking. Uh, but I hardly ever, I don't know. I just don't get a kick out of it. If you're going to buy, I mean, you want a hamburger, make it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you're on the road, you don't have time or you're tired, whatever. But even when I'm out, doing certain projects, because we still have a building company on the side. So every once in a while, I have to show up to some projects. It's basically our company. So I kind of have to be there. But, even like that, I mean, I take my own food. I just don't, or I won't eat. And that's part of the whole lifestyle is that you start to practice fasting because every time you eat, you promote insulin to come out, and insulin is what is the driver for the fat burning process, right? So it stops the body from burning the fat,
Yeah.
but it turns it into it and pushes it out. Um, me, I'm more of I like to fast. After I started practicing the whole fasting, it just every day it got easier. I think the longest fast I did was about a year and a half ago, and I'm thinking about jumping into one really soon here. I'm talking about maybe next month. I did about, if I'm correct, 7 days.
Wait, with no what? Food?
Well, no solids. It was just the first 3 days. It was all water,
Oh my
water,
God.
coffee,
I don't
whatever.
think I could last. I
Yeah.
don't think
Hey,
anybody would want to be in the same vicinity with me if I couldn't have coffee.
girl, it was like your mind goes into a whole different world.
Yeah.
And it's just like your clarity just clears up. Um, so you go into a stage called autophagy where all your cells rejuvenate themselves. So I'm talking about skin. That's the secret to like getting your skin tighter, getting your cells to reproduce. So what happens is during that process, anything that's damaged inside of your cells, it gets eaten up and it gives birth to all new cells. So basically, it's a whole new you, and it's like your mentality just boom. You're so clear on stuff. I mean, I was seeing through walls, but
Oh, I think I might need to try that. I think I might need to try that. We're supposed to be going to commercial break, but I have nothing at all to go to commercial break because Angel cannot get on here. But we do have 3 sponsors, Zondra TV Network, Bliss by the Lake Boutique here in North Carolina, and Sonic VA, his video editing services are totally amazing. Angel is having some technical difficulties, but hopefully she will be back tomorrow. Jose, how can people get a hold of you and how can they join your Mexikito group?
or if you're on Facebook, just go to Mexikito Official. There's a couple of mimic ones there, but the real one, you'll see me like that. So you'll see us out there. It's the only one that has like 50,000 plus. I think we might be at 51 already, but
Yeah, just 51,000. It's okay.
yeah, that's cool, man. That's all we need. So just go there. On Instagram,
How can they get some Mexikito your Mexikito wear? Your
go to www.com Mexikito/official. Not www.com.
www.mexikitoofficial.com.
Yeah, Mexikito/official.com. Look it up. You'll find the gear there. You can find us. I'm always in the Facebook group. You'll find me on Instagram, but I'm not too heavy anymore on Instagram. I don't run over there as much as I do over here. I just think it's more, the group became family.
Yeah.
It started as family at the beginning. It became family. That's the way.
There's a lot of huge transformations from people. I mean, I seen a girl on there the other day. I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, some of them are even went totally up above what I've done, and it's big props and shout outs to all of them for hanging in there. It's a lifestyle change. Like I tell everybody, Mexikito Official is not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's how we live. We communicate with each other. When somebody's down, we're there to uplift them. Like everything, you're gonna have your little black bees running around everywhere, but we get rid of them quick. We have fly swatters everywhere, so we're not worried about that. You just got to deal with it a little bit. But as far as it's the community is amazing. It's an amazing community. Like
and you put a lot of recipes, and a lot of other people put recipes on there as well. So you can join this community, find some good recipes. If you're Spanish, or even if you're not Spanish, you just love Spanish food. Like, I mean, obviously I'm Spanish, but I love Spanish food. Like that's my weakness. Bread is my weakness. Yeah. But they have tons of recipes on there, tons of encouragement, and there's a lot of good transformation on there, and good little tips of different things that you can switch out for this or switch out for that.
Tips. Support, the support system is insane. It's, you know, it's magnificent. Big shout outs to Bea Mex. She's the president of Mexiquito Official. She's been helping us since the gate. She rocks and roll to all my admins. They all rock and roll. But I think it's just more of the camaraderie, the family feel like vibe. You know, there's people that come on there. Sometimes they're having problems at home or issues, and they feel free to post in the group. And you know, it's like
It's like a
we're all
safe house.
yeah, it's like we're all comadres and you know and stuff. And everybody, you know, it's shows that love and that support. You know, get rid of that guy. You don't need him because it goes beyond the whole keto.
No.
And you know, sometimes we'll joke around with each other and we'll post up jokes for the day. There's always a contest, but my whole idea of when I made it, it's like if I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it behind my lifestyle, you know,
Yeah.
and not just mine, but a lifestyle which I know my kids will grow up and they'll be happy in it. You know, if I brought a friend over, the same person that you see, the same personality you see on there, it's the same personality you're gonna see in real life. I don't, you know, I just don't beat around the bush. I'm not gonna be, oh, I'm shy when you meet me. I'm not shy, man. Not at all. I'm gonna be like, come on, jump in the car. We're gonna go grab that burrito and smash it down.
Yo,
And,
carne asada.
I mean, you know, I'll try it, but I'll probably just open it up and eat whatever in there.
That's true.
But as far as how the group is, it's been amazing to see it grow.
Yeah.
And then grow organically, where it's just word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. And I think that's what has held a lot of the integrity inside the group. Um, I mean, I can't say enough, you know, about them because we wouldn't be here.
We have a lot of fans who are watching saying that it is like a family, that, you know, what you're doing is fantastic. So Jose, we want to thank you for coming on, and you know, I simply adore you. Let them know how they can get a hold of you one more time, and when does your book come out?
So the book was scheduled to come out already, maybe like in 2 weeks, but we're looking between 2 to 3 weeks. It will be out in February. We're gonna dump it digital first, prior to doing the whole hardback. And as far as getting a hold of me, you could just go to info.mexiquitoofficial@gmail.com. Get a hold of me there. Go to my Facebook page, Mexiquito Official. Send me a message. Send me a message on the side at J Zavala. You know, you'll see my profile. Just go on there, log on. But if you want to get a hold of me directly, my phone number is no, I'm just playing. That ain't gonna happen.
For those who are interested, let me know. I'll be your middleman. I'll hook you up.
My phone will start going bananas, man. But the easiest way to get a hold of me is on that Facebook page. I'm there daily. And if you can't get a hold of me, get a hold of somebody on that page. They'll get a hold of me, believe me. If not, just go to the website. Go to the website, MexiquitoOfficial.com, and we'll go from there.
Well, thank you, Jose, so much. You guys are amazing. You guys watching out there. Angel is having some technical difficulties. You got to love at home working like we have been. You're going to give her some grace, aren't we? I am Tina Torres, your client retention expert, otherwise known as the gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with attracting the right clients, knowing how to connect to them, or even if you just don't know how to convert them into clients, I have a complimentary guide that I hope you grow your audience organically, online and offline, connect and nurture those relationships, and then turn them into paying clients. You can grab that guide if you text the word connection to 26786. That is the word connection to 26786. And if you have not yet bought your book, Beyond Gratitude, you can still do so for only $5. Go to beyondgratitudebook.com. beyondgratitudebook.com. You can grab your copy. The reviews are coming out. It is amazing. I love it, obviously. But we are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, where we come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a fabulous day, guys.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
And hopefully Angel can stop the live.
Stop the live, Angel.
So I made Tina the host, so I can't stop the
Oh,
live.
you can't stop the live? Oh no.